guys, this is Chidol. As the mornings and nights have been getting cooler, it seems like autumn is already here. Autumn? Then we need to dive into knitting for autumn. The pattern I chose this time is by the mother of knitting, by the giant of knitting, the petite knits Maggie Cardigan. All rise and admire this neatness. Appreciate this quality. This deserves to be called a classic. Oh well, you might be surprised that I'm talking, even in English. Since this Maggie cardigan is definitely a worldwide famous pattern, so I decided to make a video in English. I can also practice English speaking at the same time. Well, I can do anything literally with the help from ChatGPT, you know. I feel awkward and shy, but please bear with me, and also please bear with my clumsy English. I ordered these yarns last June. Well,
미쳤어.
I was just trying to open the
아
package.
진짜 미쳐버려.
This is my very first mohair ever. But hey, how many strands did I end up cutting? Well, I tried to use it up as much as possible while making a swatch. Every time the yarn breaks, I have to join it like this. Ha 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 ha. Be careful when opening new yarn packages, everyone. I was worried the mohair might be too rusty, but fortunately it becomes quite soft after washing. Starting with the back yoke as usual. Isn't this shoulder part interesting? Does it feel like a saddle shoulder or not? Since Maggie cardigan is entirely stockinette, so I'll try knitting it entirely with flicking. But they tell me to cut the yarn here even though the back yoke is only this small. Really? Ta-da! Both front panels are finished. I picked up stitches from the shoulder line for these front panels and knit each panel. As a new knitter, I wasn't sure because it is a new technique for me. These 2 stitches of shoulders are a key point of the pattern. Oh well, when it comes to my flicking, I gave up after finishing one front panel. Oh yeah, this one was quite tricky. It's because of the way to pick up stitches for the sleeve. For the satin sleeve style I tried before, I picked up stitches from the armhole after joining the front and back panels. But for Maggie, you pick up stitches along the front going up towards the shoulders and then join the front and back panels. That's how the connection works. The direction of picking stitches felt unfamiliar and odd for me, so I kept doubting myself while knitting. In constant self-doubt, I kept knitting anyway with the resolve to frog it all if needed. If you keep knitting, a sleeve gradually forms like this. Red dumpling, fold it and it becomes a garment. The sleeve connection still looks unusual. My knitting skills leveled up. Ta-da! The sleeve looks nice already. Knit a little bit more. finally sleeve separation. Ha ha ha. How is it looking? Pretty shoulder, huh? I was so happy that I overcame the tricky part on my own. I ended up being a shoulder parrot, beating pretty shoulder, isn't it? I wanted a regular fit cardigan, and this matches perfectly. Yay! I came to a cafe ready to stock it away. Lovely weather, innit? Carrying 2 full cones of yarn makes me feel rich or something. However, even just stocking it isn't always easy. Current length 32 centimeters, target length 42 centimeters.
Not even close, dude.
However, again, if you don't give up, the ribbing will come eventually. 1 by 1 ribbing 6 centimeters, done with a 3mm needle. How lovely. Checking the length before binding off. Length, good. Fit, good. Color, good. All good. Well, the bind off is not the thing right now. Passing through scenes like Shinkai Makoto animations, I came to Seongsu-dong because there's a knitting market. I bought just as much as I expected. First time in Seongsu-dong. Well, I wondered where people went, and here they are. It was overwhelming and tough. A digging cat here? And I found the ruler of the street. I might film a market haul maybe later, or not. Recently I read Beast of a Little Land by Kim Joo-hee. It's a novel set around the end of Japanese colonial rule. I liked that because it wasn't overly sentimental. Despite being over 600 pages, I wasn't bored for even a second. I gave it 4 stars. Finally finished the bind-off. Italian bind-off. It's a bit bothersome, but the beauty and the quality are guaranteed. You know, even if it still has a long way to go before FO, you just can't help but keep trying it on again and again. I am crossing the river of doom. No, Hongcheon River now. I'll upload a Hongcheon holiday video maybe later. Or not. I brought a crochet hook for holiday because it's lighter. Black bucket hat. There are literally hundreds of patterns out there, but why none fits my taste? Maybe the yarn or the fit is the issue. Or maybe it's me. Next morning, before checking out, I hurried to finish the hat. Shall I try on? Is it okay? Maybe a bit too big? Don't know. One sleeve came out of nowhere. Originally, I thought of a long sleeve cardigan, but seeing Petite Knit's short sleeve photos changed my mind. Maggie's ribbing has 2 rows of double knitting at the end, making the edge firm and thick. Pretty shoulders, huh? Here too, double knitting and bind off. Let's finish the other side. Before that, I need to transcribe the book I just finished first. This book is Orange and a Bread Knife by Tong Ye. It's about humans as social beings and about control and freedom. Oh, I really enjoyed it. It's a short story, so definitely give it a read. I'll give 4 stars. Next up, I'm reading, of course not a Big Mac or something. Covered by a DIY book cover made from a McDonald's bag. The Reason for Travel by Kim Young-ha. Beyond my simple and flat idea like travel, I like it because it's fun. Living here and now and reaching the universe, coming back to Earth and observing surroundings. It's an essay full of reflects from the author, professional travelers. I felt so related while reading this book. I'll give it 3 stars. Knit, knit, puff, puff, rushing along. I finished the last sleeve and both button bands. The width of button bands are uneven? Hide it quickly. Yeah, I need the left one a bit shorter. Well, once covered, you wouldn't even notice, right? Because of uneven button bands, I had to adjust the neckline rib width too. I matched it to the covering. Equals left equals shorter side. Like the end of the body and sleeves, all finishing is done with double knitting. As I mentioned earlier, this was my first time with Petite Knit's pattern, and it was even kinder than I expected. It provides the total stitch counts after increases, even stitch counts between markers. Super convenient. Check out the shoulder line detail. Check out how the initial 2 stitches from shoulder flow naturally into raglan. Even a beginner myself can appreciate this detail. The most impressive thing about this pattern was the button band. I used to worry about the tiny gap between the ends like this, but she solved the problem by adding a single stitch at the end. WOW. Anyway, that's how I finished it. I'll come back with washed, buttoned, and try-on shots.